told you everyone is a reflection of you? That every heartbreak, every act of betrayal, even every act of love is a reflection of you. It's a reflection of where you were at that time, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. Hey loves, welcome back to my channel, guys. If you're new here, I'm Danny, and on this channel, we talk about all things that make you the best version of yourself. So as you can see, we're on episode 3 of the Shadow Work series, and today we're talking about reflection. What I mean by reflection is that every person and every situation that you've attracted into your life is a reflection of what's going on internally. And what I mean by this is if you're constantly what I mean by this is that if you're constantly being in relationships or friendships where people are always disrespecting you, overcrossing your boundaries, where people are always calling you dramatic, that's a reflection of you. This is where you have to question and ask yourself, where am I not honoring my boundaries? Where am I not speaking up to myself, right? And reflection is neutral. It doesn't have to be all negative. It doesn't have to be all positive, but it's neutral, right? And so if we start to notice patterns of people around us that are goal-oriented, that are highly successful, that love to just work and raise their vibration and do all that's as a reflection of you. Because now those are things that you're focused on, that you're doing, and you're starting to see it in your reality. If you see beauty, strength, and confidence in somebody else, you can see that in yourself. Life literally mirrors us. And also what I mean by they're reflecting those parts of your life, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, what I mean is that, like, let's say you're around people and you've always been somebody who never really spoke up. Like, you've always been so soft-spoken, right? If it wasn't for certain people in your life to disrespect you, take advantage, walk all over you, manipulate you, you wouldn't have gotten to the point where you had to learn how to speak up for yourself. You would have stayed soft-spoken. If you were just soft-spoken, you didn't say anything and nobody ever tried you. But these people tried you. They tested your limits. And that taught you, hey, whoa, I need to speak up. I need to start saying how I feel, and I need to start setting boundaries and standing on business, right? Those people taught you that. Right? And this is where you have to practice discernment and forgiveness, right? Because if it wasn't for those people, you wouldn't have learned those skills that you learned, right? How to speak up for yourself, how to set boundaries, how to start doing the things. And so that's what I do. Like, honestly, whenever I think of a situation where somebody betrayed me or they broke my heart or they did something, I'm like, you know what? That did happen. Yes, it was painful. It was hurtful. But because I can look at this differently and have a different perception and look at it as they are mirroring that aspect of me, then I can be more forgiving, because I'm like, you know what? You acting that way, like, it did teach me to be stronger. It did teach me how to be more independent. It did teach, like, you literally learn from every experience that you go through. And we've talked about this on my page before. Everything happens for you, not to you. So when you can start thinking those ways about both things, okay, these things are happening for me. This is just a reflection. It's easier for you to go through life and start taking accountability of yourself, right? Because you're not victimizing yourself anymore. Like, of course, people hurt you, people do things to you, but it's not punishment. It's not the universe saying, oh, you deserve to be treated this way, or you deserve to be walked over. No, it's the universe telling you, hey, this is what you're going to keep going through repeatedly if you don't learn from it and you don't know how to change, right? So the moment you change that way of thinking is the moment you're not going to attract these relationships that are abusive. You're not going to attract these relationships where people are crossing your boundaries, because you've actually learned that and you broke the cycles. And now you have a different view. And because you have a different view on love, on relationships, on these certain situations in your life, now you're starting to experience better. Now you're starting to experience people in your life that come in, they respect you because you've learned how to honor your respect. Right? They listen to you because you've learned how to use your voice. And this comes with self-awareness. This comes with balance, right? You need to be aware of the things that you're doing as well. And it's not to victimize yourself. It's not to look at yourself as a bad person, but it's to really know yourself. When you take accountability, you know yourself and you can truly heal. And maybe these people are bad people to you, but maybe they're not a bad person for someone else, right? Or maybe these people are simply just negative people, but guess what? Regardless of what they do after you, does not matter. Because you're not responsible for them. You're not responsible for the way they treated you, but you're responsible for you. And you're responsible for letting go of the trauma that these people and these situations caused you. So you need to be forgiving, not because what they did was right, but because what they did was for you to learn and for you to get better at whatever aspect you needed to get better at your life. And that's why for me personally, I am such an understanding and forgiving person. Like, I've been betrayed, I've been manipulated, I've been heartbroken repeatedly from the same people, the same situations, dealing with it for years and years. And guess what? I finally learned. But I don't look back and say, oh, damn, I wish I would have known sooner. Well, obviously I do. But at the same time, I look back and I'm like, I didn't know, so I had to keep going through it. And it's okay. It doesn't define me. It doesn't get in the way of who I am. It doesn't get in the way of my story. Now that I've learned, I can be a better person. Now that I've learned, I can actually go for it and align myself with my goals and my purpose. And you gotta recognize that being aware of both the lights and the shadow parts of yourself, this is literally going to create balance in your healing. Okay, it's gonna create that balance, that understanding, and being able to see things from different perspectives and not taking things as personally. And that's something that we talk about all the time here. When you know yourself, you're not gonna take life personally anymore. When you understand that everyone is a reflection of you, you're not gonna take them personally. You don't have to look at every person that's hurt you and that's came into your life and betrayed you as a monster. Because again, sometimes at that point in life where maybe this happened 5 years ago, maybe this happened 3 years ago, maybe you and that person were just in different places in life. And because you were, things got rocky. Because you were, things got toxic. But that doesn't mean that you have to label them as a monster. You can love them from a distance, right? You can forgive them and still do you. But you don't have to say, oh, that's a monster, she's this, she's that. Let it go. Be at peace, right? Be at peace. You can't take it personally because at the end of the day, everything that's happening is the universe showing you. The universe is showing you what parts of you have to heal through your experiences, through people, through situations, right? The universe is showing you what kinds of people you don't need in your life. And if you're around people and you keep making excuses for them rather than, distancing yourself and finding that peace, then you're going to stay stuck there. You cannot heal in an environment that broke you. You cannot heal with the people that broke you. You need to distance yourself. You need to remove yourself. And so many of us, we become afraid of that because we get so comfortable with the abuse. And trauma bonding is a real thing, okay? Trauma bonding is real. If you don't know what that is, look it up, or I'll probably find it for you guys and put it up here. But trauma bonding is real, right? And so sometimes we get so comfortable with the abuse and we want to look at this person as, oh, well, I feel bad, they just don't know any better and they went through so much. Well, guess what? Someone going through so much does not give them an excuse to treat you like shit. Someone going through so much does not give them an excuse to repeat toxic patterns, to abuse you mentally, spiritually, emotionally, verbally. It does not give them an excuse. Same with you. Because as much as they went through trauma, they're passing you down that trauma, right? But you want to make a difference. You want to heal, right? And the same goes for them. So you can't make excuses for them. You need to let them learn. And sometimes you're going to be that lesson for them. You moving away, you doing better, that's going to be their lesson. That might be their karma. Because you can't keep giving people excuses. Just like you can't give yourself excuses. The universe is not going to settle for that. Oh, I didn't do this because, my life was so bad, so I didn't want to be a good person. Do you know how dumb that sounds? My life was so bad, so I can't be kind to people. My life was so bad, so I don't know. Learn. Because if you don't learn and you keep making excuses of, oh, well, this happened to me, that's why I can't do this, your life is going to keep looking like shit. And I'm sorry to say it like that, but it is. And you're not going to get that fulfillment that you desire. And it hurts, but it is what it is. So what you need to do is you need to practice detachment. You need to learn that it's okay to love people from a distance. You need to learn that you don't need to keep sticking around for you to find that closure, because sometimes closure is the moment that you decide to move away and find peace and go within yourself. That is closure. And that is the best revenge that you can give to anybody as well. Don't stay around or don't keep them around because you want to wait for you to get better so you can rub it in their face. Oh, look, I grew and I got better. No, do it for you. Heal for you. Find that peace for you, because the more you choose yourself, the more power you gain, and the easier it is for you to shift into your best self, into your most highest authentic self. And sometimes these people from this period of your life are not made to come into the next chapter with you. And you got to understand that. Because reflection is the mirror, but shadow work is the courage to look within. Okay? So remember, everybody is just a reflection of you. Don't take life personally. Do what you got to do. All right? I hope that this video was helpful for you guys and you guys have understood that. Again, shadow work may not be for everybody. And I understand that, and that's okay. But I really hope that this video gave somebody out there some clarity, some inspiration. Maybe you want to learn more. If you do, comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're interested in the topics that we talk about. And you guys have a beautiful rest of your day. I love you guys so much. Peace and love. Bye.